Hello, it's Scott Manley here with episode 13 of XCOM 2.
A group of resistance operatives working out of this area managed to disable a grounded UFO. We're deploying near their last position to take control of the site. Neutralize all hostile contacts and seize whatever cargo you can get your hands on.
Can I call you on your terminology here? I think if it's a grounded UFO, it was already disabled, so perhaps they disabled a landed UFO and it became a grounded UFO. Otherwise, that team didn't do anything, they're just blowing smoke.
Menace 1-5, UFO site coordinates locked in. Move to secure the area, neutralize all hostiles.
Squad concealment active.
Yeah, that neutralize all hostiles, that is really the hard part. So, obviously, I have no time limit here, and therefore no turn counter or anything, so I'm just doing the Overwatch crawl towards the target. Everybody moves, everybody goes on Overwatch, and thankfully, all that stuff is edited out, because when editing together all the many episodes that I've looked at so far, I must have heard the word Overwatch about 4 quadrillion times before this point. So I only am showing people going into Overwatch if it triggers the alien turn, or if I think that it's important to show that a character is in Overwatch. Otherwise, I'm pretty much putting everyone on Overwatch at every single opportunity, because Overwatch is just what's gonna, get the alien kills, hopefully. Anyway, sure enough, a squad of aliens appears below me. That is a muton and a couple of sectoids. And now the dance really begins as I attempt to move all my people into position at the same time so that they can all deliver withering firepower unto the enemy without getting themselves killed in the process. Now I will point out that I'm not sure about it, but in the original XCOM, when you were capturing a UFO, you also had to be careful not to destroy bits of the UFO, because otherwise you would then reduce the amount of spoils that you got, the amount of loot that you could get. I don't know if that's the case in this game, but I want to keep as much firepower from inside that UFO as possible, because you never know what kind of bits could be useful. I mean, sure, to us, that magazine may in fact look like alien erotica, but in the right hands it becomes highly powerful blackmail material against the alien occupiers. Also, the team are really interested to see what an alien toilet looks like, because of course this is a spaceship, and spaceships should include toilets. Anyway, we must put this curiosity to rest for now. We have a mission ahead of us. Aliens take their turn and they put themselves, well, they basically stand around doing nothing, leaving themselves perfectly exposed to Emily Scott and her superior sniper skills. Well, okay, that sectoid didn't quite die, but that's a good first shot. Everyone's seen now! We have a muton here, showing off his new weapon, and people running around. New muton taking a shot there. Okay, who else has got the weapon fire ready? Ha! Muton ran straight into his trap, or tarp. There's no trap there. Brendan Gibson, preparing to unleash hell. Ah! And that muton falls under a hail of magnetic bullets.
On my way.
John Jasek moving into position. He is actually named after somebody that said, hey, can you name a squad member after me? And this is in fact his first attempt at a kill. Kicking open the door and shooting that sectoid in the head. Unfortunately, the head is still there, and therefore the all-important psionic powers are still there. But don't worry, Jesus comes around, and he finishes off the job with more specialist skills. And I mean, gun skills rather than trivial pursuit knowledge about the movie The Specialist, starring Sylvester Stallone and Sharon Stone in one of the worst... yeah, never mind. Let's just not talk about the shower scene, because that was just... yeah, that was mismatched, if you ask me. Now, unfortunately, the sectoid has no corpses to resurrect. So what's he gonna do? Mind control! Kill!
We just picked up an outbound signal coming from the UFO. It's some kind of distress beacon. You need to get inside that ship and shut down the signal before they send their whole fleet after us.
I don't understand why there's even a turn limit on that. I mean, surely it's just like, Send help now! Rather than, I shall craft a very careful message to my superiors and hope that they will send a message. Just wait, I'm checking the grammar. It will take about 6 turns for me to correctly frame this request for help in such a way that they will respond sufficiently quickly to defend ourselves against the aggressors who are invading our personal space, wanting to check our toilets. Charlie Scott embracing the power of Overwatch.
Kill confirmed.
Sounds that I like to hear.
Our resistance contacts had heard rumors Advent might be rolling out a heavy infantry armor system. Looks pretty tough.
Well, I guess we'll find out just how tough it actually is.
Focus.
Come on, focus! You would think that it would be easier to send a distress beacon. That is my point. It'd be like, get here now. That'd be all you would need to know, and they would just like trace it and come in, and that would be it. But no, apparently there's 5 turns for me to shut this down. Charlie Scott decides to go for the shotgun in the head route, and does a little bit of damage, but does not put down the hostile just yet. You see, he really has improved a whole lot since that first attempt.
I wouldn't mind getting a closer look at their flight computer. Ours could probably use some updates.
Well, I'll be careful not to shoot that then. I hope you weren't interested in that wall paneling that I just shot out, because it might be a little late for that, unfortunately. That's Emily moving in to provide covering fire for her brother. 30% chance. Should we go for the shot or should I wait? I think I'm going to go for the shot because odds are he's going to move. But that 70% chance to miss was the most likely outcome. Jesus Gonzalez. He has a skulljack option here. Probably not a good one, but we're going to shoot him. He successfully shoots him through the wall. Brilliant, shield bearer down. And now it's time for the alien's counterattack. Or alien running away if they're smart enough. Ha! He's clearly smart enough, he's running away. And it sounds like he just ran through a sheet of glass. Perhaps they were having some contractors move some windows or something? Regardless, we need to get to that control console there, or at least we need to put one of our specialists in line of sight to it so that he can
The power supply
hack
on
it.
this ship is likely to be a newer variation of the Illyrium core driving the Avengers systems.
So again, what you're saying is, don't shoot that power core because we could actually, benefit from it. So I'm moving John Jasek around the other side of the ship. I want eyes on both sides, even if the majority of my firepower is on one side. Okay.
Menace 1-5, that's the distress beacon. Move in and disable it before the aliens get a bead on the UFO.
Now, I think I want to hack it, but as I understand it, you can actually blow it up with grenades, although when you blow it up with grenades, it warns you that you're attacking a friendly, even although destroying it completes the mission. Or rather, doesn't complete the mission, but it does complete that particular objective in the mission. Could be wrong on that, but for future reference, it's worth checking out. Jesus is moving in. He can now hack the workstation remotely. Go for it. Hack the planet. Go on. cat/dev 0 pipe to /dev HDA 1. Yay, we did it. And we improved research speed, which would be nice if I knew what I was researching.
Got it.
We've knocked out the alien distress signal. Looks like the skies are quiet.
Yes, the computer was still trying to formulate the perfect request for a response that would pass critical muster when reviewed by the grammar teams, the crack grammar teams associated with the Advent government or whatever. I was going to say Advent project, but they're not really a project so much as they are a ruthless dictatorship that rules the world.
Come get some.
And the aliens are back. We've got another muton and some troopers. Look at the size of my gun. I'm not compensating for anything. Reaction fire from one of the Scots. Oh, missed, unfortunately. What about Charlie Scott? Do you think he can shop his sister? Oh, come on! Both of you missed? Seriously? So much for your family reputation as being badasses. Okay, what are these aliens going to do in response? Oh yeah, of course, it's the end of their turn. Everyone, clear away from the UFO. We can't afford to have a firefight on their doorstep. Right, so this is it. I'm pulling everyone back because I didn't want to fight inside the UFO because we might destroy important assets that we'd collect. Brendan and John are on this side of the UFO on Overwatch, waiting for the hostiles to make a move. And yet somehow they don't get the Overwatch shot. Instead, the Muton starts going for suppressing mode. And this new shield bearer unit shows his funky stuff. He gets to create red crystal shield type things around all the bad guys.
There's some damage here.
Oh no! John Jacek taking some pain there. He is under suppression, so he cannot move right now. But he can shut the door, which allows him to perform the classic GTFO maneuver, moving him out of the line of fire safely. Okay, everyone, we're gonna retire, pull back to that building. Gonna use it for cover, and then we're gonna kill the bad guys from there. Remember, we don't want to destroy the UFO, we want its secrets intact, especially all that alien erotica, which is no doubt hidden inside its data archives. Lots of blackmail material.
What's over there?
Everyone is just moving into better firing positions. Jesus decides to actually go into Overwatch. Everyone's going to Overwatch. John Jacek makes a dash, jumps through the window, gets to safety. Or so we thought. See, if I'd had any experience fighting mutons, I might have known that they carry some extra hardware. Regardless, first up we get the commander. And he takes a pot shot, knocks out some windows, but doesn't do any real damage. No, the real threat was going to come in the form of this muton. But first of all, we get to take some pot shots. One shot, misses. And apparently nobody else gets an Overwatch shot. What the heck? Now, muton brings out the grenade and unfortunately does some serious damage to the building that I was hiding in. I don't think I'd seen Advent use grenades up until that point, so bang, there goes my plan. Also, there goes Jesus Gonzalez on fire. We need to put this fire out somehow. Even while being on fire, he decides to take a pot shot against the Advent commander. Unfortunately, it does not connect. Similarly, Charlie Scott taking more shots against that commander. He may be in cover, but if we keep shooting, one of those shots will connect. John Jacek, the specialist, has specialist grenades at hand and decides to use them on this muton. Now, I thought the description implied that it was good at burning through armor, but that's not what I'm seeing at this point. Brendan Gibson runs through, hides in a different location, and he too has a frag grenade, which we decide to deploy just inside the foyer of the UFO. We know we're not going to do much damage, but we might flush out some of those aliens. In the grenade goes, and it does essentially no damage at all to that Advent commander, but it does knock his shield down. Unfortunately, we only hit one enemy with that. Similarly, the acid grenade is starting to eat through the hit points of this muton. The alien commander is returning fire against my already burning crew member. Thankfully, despite him being on fire, he's still hard to hit. The muton, despite being presented with many obvious targets, goes for the hardest one of the lot for some reason. Which is good because he misses as a result. Now the shield bearer comes up and I think that might be a lancer. And then I realised that my frag grenade was completely pointless because it removed the shield off the Advent commander in the same turn as the shield wore off naturally. Well, never mind. Charlie Scott goes and takes another shot and misses. This isn't so much about necessarily hitting, but about continually keeping the enemies under fire, hoping that we can cut down their numbers. Brendan brings in the flashbang. Now we know we're going to get all three of them disoriented, giving us a significant edge for the next couple of rounds. John sticking in cover, shooting at the muton, which is in cover. And Emily Scott putting her sniper skills to good use. taking down the shield bearer. That means we don't have to worry about that annoying shield skill that it keeps using.
Already there!
Now Jesus has to deal with the whole being on fire and decides to make a run for the river, moving into cover behind that cactus as he gets halfway there. Doesn't quite make it to the river. Then again, the Muton is currently being busy with being acidified. Now the Advent Commander prepares his counterattack, marking Charlie Scott, who is in full cover. The Commander takes a shot.
There's nothing we can do!
And Charlie dies!
Tell my kids!
No! Emily screams, "No! Little bro! No!" Suddenly things are starting to go really wrong. John Jacek is panicked. Brandon is taking fire from the Muton, which is good because he's being distracted from the specialists who are the ones that are trying to kill him. And this Advent Stun Lancer decides to go for another shot against the other Scott sibling, who is no doubt trying to keep it together in the face of her little brother being shot. From cover, she goes for the shot and misses. Now John's panicked. He takes a move. He shoots at the Muton and misses. It's hardly unexpected, to be honest, given that there's an aim penalty when you're panicked.
They got me!
Jesus Gonzalez is doing his best impersonation of the Burning Man. John Jacek is hyperventilating and Brendan Gibson is out of his serious weaponry, so all he can do is lay down fire with that big gun. But this is not a situation where you can just rage. You need finesse, like Emily is demonstrating here. Honestly, your job is just to be, distractions while Emily gets the job done. And so now Jesus, his fires have gone out, which is a good thing. And now his firepower is going out, and unfortunately missing. But there's going to be a lot of this shooting and missing because there's pretty much nowhere safe for him to go where he can outflank the target and get a shot without getting shot at himself. At this point, I wish I'd left Brendan on Overwatch. More so when he gets shot in the head and dead. Yes, it's all very easy to see these tactical mistakes after the fact, and indeed, after you've completed the game, it's pretty obvious what I was doing wrong here, but, it's all a learning process here. Stun Lancer gets to take a step outside and goes on Overwatch. So instead of moving, I take another shot, even at 29% chance. One of these shots will eventually connect. Emily, once again, tries to show us how it's done, takes down the Commander. That leaves 2 aliens versus 3 squad members. Everyone is pretty much in full cover, just trading fire with enemies which are not wanting to move anywhere. The random number generator will be the god that decides the day today. Uh-oh, it's switching camera angle on me, but thankfully that was just destroying some of the cover. Whoa! No, that's not how you do it. Ask Keanu Reeves how you say, whoa. Yeah, that's right. And Stun Lancer has taken another step towards Emily, and this is really getting into his strengths. Emily was great at range. Now she's up close, returning fire with a pistol, doing 3 points of damage, which isn't deadly but may make the difference. With John again continuing to fire at this Muton, who is being incredibly lucky here. At this point, we should have hit by now, given the amount of fire we've shot at that Muton. Jesus! Again, missing. We are really, really struggling. Random number is not working in our favor. This Muton is just stepping back and forth between these 2 cover positions. One good hit from that Muton would put Jesus out of life, out of the fight and out of life permanently. He has only 2 hit points left. It's a matter of time. No! That's a very strange glitch. What the heck happened there? Now she's responding with that. How very strange. I thought he'd already fired. And we finally get a hit on that Muton. This battle is perhaps drawing to its end. Now she runs around, outflanks him, pulls out the pistol, and performs the execution shot. Boy, that felt satisfying. There were 3 of the teammates assigned to that side of the UFO, and she got all the kills. The other 2 died. Jesus finally sends his drone in to deliver the coup de grace. Although I guess he speaks Spanish, so I don't know what coup de grace is in Spanish.
Mission accomplished.
Mission accomplished. Enemies killed. So it was not a good mission. But it was not a disaster. We still got the UFO, we still got the loot, and we have survivors. The Scott sisters will be saddened by the death of their younger brother, and we'll find out more about the family's continual trials in the next episode. Until then, I'm Scott Manley. Fly safe.